but so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the and the home of the
All right, thank you to the Cleveland Division of Police, Pipes and Drums, the Cleveland Division of Fire Honor Guard for the presentation of the colors, and of course to Miss Pat Harris for the singing of the national anthem. Thank you. Welcome everybody, a great turnout today. My name's John PICURI. I'm the District Deputy Director of ODOT District 12, which covers Cuyahoga, Lake, and Geauga counties. I want to thank everyone for being here today to celebrate an important milestone in the Opportunity Corridor project. In the spring of 2015, we broke ground on Section 1 of the Opportunity Corridor. And today, in the fall of 2021, we're here to celebrate the upcoming opening of the entire 3-mile Opportunity Corridor Boulevard, which is planned to officially open at the end of next week. There are 3 primary needs identified as part of the Opportunity Corridor study. Improve system linkage among the roadways, neighborhoods, and businesses in the area. Improve mobility between the interstate system and University Circle. And support planned economic development. I'm proud to say these needs have remained a priority, and we are already seeing the fruits of our labor. I'd like to thank ODOT engineers Julie Meyer, Mark Gable, Kevin Kuntz, David Short, Gary Benish, and their supporting staff, as well as our real estate department. These ODOT engineers and real estate staff have kept each section of this project rolling along, no matter what hurdles they encountered. I think these ODOT engineers, as well as the contractors, the subcontractors, and the consultants, the many consultants that have worked on these projects, deserve a round of applause as well. I also want to thank the community for their support and patience throughout the planning, design, and construction of this project. The department has been telling you about this project for nearly 20 years, And it's finally here to bring new economic development, new jobs, and a new identity to the community. There are so many individuals that contributed to this project that we don't have time to name everyone, but please know we appreciate you and what you did to help get this project where it is today. It was truly a team effort to get this roadway constructed. Today you will hear from several individuals about how this project came together and how it is having a positive impact on the community. First, I'd like to introduce someone who did a lot of the heavy lifting in getting this project to construction. My predecessor, MYRON PAKUSH, served as the District Deputy Director of ODOT District 12 from 2011 to 2019 and was instrumental in getting this project to the finish line. I'd like to ask MYRON, ODOT's Ohio Turnpike Corridor Administrator, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, John. Appreciate those remarks. There's a lot of people participated in this, and I agree with you. Thank you, John. ODOT began studying the Opportunity Corridor during the Cleveland Interstate 90 Interbelt Study, which we started in the year 2000. In 2004, ODOT began studying alternatives for the Opportunity Corridor project. Based on the recommendations of the Interbelt Study and the public feedback, the project team decided on an urban boulevard, a new roadway with a wide median, multi-use path, and traffic lights at intersections. I'd like to begin by recognizing all the planning, design, and engineering individuals that have been instrumental in getting this project developed, from attending the many public meetings, reviewing public comments, preparing many documents, and to the developing the engineering design plans. These professionals put a lot of work into getting us where we are today. I would like to especially recognize the following ODOT individuals for leading the work to bring this project to fruition. The planning, development, and engineering efforts went on for so many years that 3 of these individuals have since retired, but they also deserve recognition for their work. So let me begin by recognizing former ODOT planning administrators Dale Schiavone and Gary Benish, and former real estate administrator Dan Dougherty, and current project manager David Short, as John mentioned, and current real estate administrator and staff Matt Schulz and Devin Hale. Please give them a round of applause. There's one planning and engineering consultant that has worked with us from the inception of starting in 2004 to completion today. And that was led by Matt Wall and Sarah Brown from HNTB Cleveland office. I can't thank, yes, thank you. Give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. I can't thank them enough, along with the other planning, engineering, and real estate consultants who supported them and ODOT throughout this project development. I would like to say a few words on behalf of the Ohio Turnpike and Infrastructure Commission members and the Executive Director, Farzan Ahmed, who unfortunately could not be with us today. The Ohio Turnpike is pleased to have been a part of this project in a funding capacity, and they extend congratulations to ODOT, the City of Cleveland, and to its contractors on the completion of this important public improvement project. Thank you, Commission members and Director Ahmed, for your support of this project, and thank you, Adam Greenslade, for attending today to represent the Turnpike. Adam's over here on the side. The funding provided by the Ohio Turnpike also allowed ODOT and its contractors to achieve unprecedented outreach, diversity, and inclusion goals. The project had goals for small and disadvantaged business participation in contracting and providing jobs and training opportunities. I'm proud to say that on all 3 sections of the project, we exceeded these required goals. This effort would not have been possible without the support of ODOT's Office of Diversity and Inclusion and the Brownstone Gray consultant team, including from the ODOT ODI team, Lauren Purdy, Deborah Green, and Lisa Washington, and from the Brownstone Gray team, Wyatt Brownlee, Marie Stevens, and Joe Lopez. Thank you for all your work and efforts. Please give all of them a round of applause. There was also great participation by the Opportunity Corridor Diversity and Inclusion Advisory Committee that we met monthly on, up to the pandemic at least. The committee is made up of a diverse and passionate group of community individuals from the surrounding neighborhoods and from many walks of life, with the mission to engage a broad base of constituents and stakeholders around the design and development of the Opportunity Corridor and to achieve a maximum measurable and sustainable diversity and inclusion. As John mentioned previously, it's impossible to recognize everyone that had a hand in this project from beginning to end. However, before I'd go, I'd like to recognize and thank 3 additional individuals that led our initial advisory and steering committee that was formed at the very onset of the project back in 2004. Terry Hamilton Brown, Terry Egger, and the late Jamie Ireland. Thank you to them and to all members of this initial steering committee for your assistance and for your work. So in closing, I sincerely thank all the individuals who contributed on the committees and everyone else that participated throughout the project development process. I am proud to have been a part of this important public improvement that will provide benefits for many years to come for the residents of the city of Cleveland. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Myron. Next up is my boss, ODOT Director Jack Marchbanks.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out today as we celebrate the much-anticipated opening of the Opportunity Corridor Boulevard. I'm going to go off script for a moment. I was in Cleveland late last week, and I wanted to just pause and acknowledge Mike Trevisano. He was an outstanding journalist. He interviewed me a couple of times on ODOT-related matters and a true advocate for northeastern Ohio. So a moment of silence for Mr. Trevisano. Thank you. Unfortunately, as many of you have probably already heard, Governor DeWine was unable to attend today's event. I know he was looking forward to this with great anticipation. However, staying healthy, as we all know, is of utmost importance. Today is a good day as we prepare to cut the ribbon on the new Opportunity Corridor Boulevard. In 2013, the Transportation Budget Bill included a plan to borrow money from the Ohio Turnpike. The money would be used to deliver projects sooner and has helped a great deal of projects, just as it has with this one. But this one is really important. Thanks to the leadership of the legislature, Governor DeWine, and many allies in the public and private sectors, the increase in the motor fuels user fee 2 years ago helped move even much more needed construction and roadway improvements forward, including Opportunity Corridor. Both bills eliminated long delays on construction projects. The 2013 budget provided necessary funding for the long-awaited Opportunity Corridor where we stand today. By getting this project completed sooner, than anticipated, the cost for the project came in $74 million less than the 2013 FHWA cost estimate. How many times in transportation do you hear a project coming in under budget? So that shows you what we can do when we work together. As Myron mentioned, the Ohio Turnpike and Infrastructure Commission was a huge part of this, for funding this project. So we thank them again. We thank Director Ahmed and all the good people. I think Valerie is here. A member of the Turnpike Commission is actually here. I think she's here. So, oh, and Adam's here. I thought I saw Valerie earlier. I would also like to thank our other funding partners, including the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, the Northeast Ohio Area Coordinating Agency, more commonly known as NOACA, and the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority. I was visiting with India Birdsong and Michael Schipper earlier today. We'll be hearing from some of these partners a little bit later. I would also like to recognize the Greater Cleveland Partnership, University Circle Incorporated, Cleveland Clinic Foundation, Northeast Ohio Foundation, Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District, First Energy, Cleveland Public Power, and the many local community development corporations and community residents who all helped move this project forward. And last, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank the Federal Highway Administration for their support during the preliminary development, right-of-way, and environmental document phases of this project. Without this help, we wouldn't have been able to get this project started, let alone complete it. Outside of the transportation benefits this project brings to the Cleveland area, this effort opens up the potential for new economic development, new jobs, and a new identity for this community. During planning meetings, as Myron pointed out, ODOT heard from residents within the within the project's boundaries who expressed a desire for jobs and job training, some related to construction. Those residents want to and deserve to benefit firsthand from this project. To make that happen, Ohio Means Jobs was an important part of making this project a reality. They registered more than 1,200 Opportunity Corridor residents with a career counseling center during the project. A total of 327 Opportunity Corridor residents received supportive services from Ohio Means Jobs. And 458 individuals have been placed for jobs through the program. The top 3 areas of placement have been general labor, health, care, and manufacturing, all growing sectors of our economy. So these are bright futures for these people. Those who got jobs with the construction project received more than 49,000 hours of on-the-job training to date. Additionally, ODOT required the design team to produce workforce and business development opportunities for residents, which it did by providing career and business development workshops. During the past 5 years of this project, developers have recognized the opportunity and invested about $1 billion in projects within a quarter mile of the Opportunity Corridor. That's really reinvesting in our community. So what we're looking at here as the Opportunity Corridor project has progressed, we're looking at new road, not just a new road, but sidewalks and bike paths. We're pleased to see pedestrians, bicycle riders, and drivers using them. And late next week, when this section opens, excitement will continue to build around this revitalization. Congratulations to the City of Cleveland, KOKOSING Construction, and Michael Baker International on this successful project. I'm of the generation of baby boomers who was around. I was a small child when the interstate systems in these major projects slashed through poor and minority neighborhoods. We can't undo the past, but we can invest in a brighter future, and this project is a prime example of that. So thank you all. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Director. Next up, Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson.
Good afternoon. And how are you today? Good. You know, I want to really thank former Governor Kasich and current Governor DeWine, along with ODOT and its staff. And really want to thank and congratulate ODOT and its staff and the contractors and the construction workers, the consultants, all the people who made this possible. You know, it was mentioned that this is a 20-year project plan. I can remember when they had another version of this. They called it Route 87A, and that was back in the 80s. So this is something similar to this is being promoted for decades. And I have to admit that I was opposed to it. And the reason I was opposed to it then, and really took some convincing on this project, was that it did not guarantee what this project guaranteed. That was that it would benefit the people in the communities by which this traversed. And it was not just a bypassing of the community, but it actually became incorporated into the community, not just in terms of the ability to get on and off and have intersections, but also in terms of jobs, contracts, and economic development. So again, I want to thank all those who made it possible and really congratulate everyone for making it happen the way it really happened. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Next up, NOACA Executive Director Grace GALLUCCI.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here today representing NOACA, the Metropolitan Planning Organization for Greater Cleveland, as we celebrate the opening of the Opportunity Corridor. The region's passion for transformative infrastructure investments continues to amaze and inspire me. What an incredible accomplishment, both a birth and a rebirth of a long-awaited roadway in an area that was once called the Forgotten Triangle, but now leaves a mark that represents resiliency and vibrancy. NOACA is proud to be a part of this project as a funding partner, having allocated $15 million in 2016 towards the new boulevard section from East 55th to East 93rd. But we're more proud of our participation in the overall comprehensive planning work that emphasized quality, accessible neighborhoods, and inclusive economic growth. Today's ribbon cutting is a tangible reminder of NOACA's vision for investing in transportation projects that strengthen regional cohesion, support economic development, and enhance the quality of life in Northeast Ohio. Moreover, today is significant for so many more reasons. As an MPO, we are responsible for the future of our region, planning for it, in fact. And NOACA just recently completed its long-range plan, eNEO 2050, which focuses on equitable access and mobility while integrating comprehensive planning to achieve it. And the Opportunity Corridor is noteworthy for just that reason alone. The connecting elements of multimodal access, economic development, and land use. It's the final piece to complete I-490, providing more linkages, more efficient linkages to University Circle from throughout the region. We can now realize improved travel to our renowned and envied assets in University Circle, from world-class hospitals like Cleveland Clinic, University Circle, and the VA, to world-class educational facilities that include Case Western Reserve University, the Cleveland Institute of Art, and CMSD School of the Arts, to world-class cultural facilities, including the Cleveland Museum of Art and Severance Hall, the home of the Cleveland Orchestra, and I must mention the Museum of Contemporary Art, MOCA, which is where I met my husband. And he was visiting from Chicago because it is a world-class institution. It will also provide better access to diverse neighborhoods that adjoin University Circle, such as Buckeye, Little Italy, and Uptown. This project demonstrates that if you really want to plan for an equitable transportation system, the plan needs to look farther than just concrete and asphalt, to include elements that give people access to the resources and opportunities that really improve their lives. To provide that real opportunity, as the corridor is named, equity must be considered and planning efforts must be intentional. The Opportunity Corridor provides real access to opportunity by literally and figuratively changing the landscape for the region. Remarkably, this project started out as a highway project, and I'll take it even a few decades back to the 1960s, but is now so much more. As a result of that intentionality and planning that Mayor Jackson mentioned, that was layered into the process by a myriad of players, most notably the City of Cleveland and the Governor's Office. The project makes a bold statement that will be a constant reminder of our shared values at the state level, the regional level, and the local level to link assets and provide access that will be an impetus for economic growth and building a presence as a new gateway to the region and a gateway that connects us. Many have already spoken about the participants, but I will also say credit is due to many visionaries and stakeholders whose contributions and leadership within the Opportunity Corridor footprint have helped us reach this important milestone. Many of you are here today. And so on behalf of the NOACA Board of Directors, thank you to everyone who invested not just money, but ideas, energy, and time towards the completion of this project and the fulfillment of its objectives. I particularly would like to acknowledge the role of our state's leaders. Thank you to current Governor Mike DeWine, former Governor John Kasich, the folks at ODOT, including Director Jack Marchbanks, Deputy Director John PICURI, and former Deputy Director MYRON PAKUSH. And lastly, I'd like to acknowledge and recognize the NOACA board members. They're really the reason these kinds of transformative projects take place. Board members that are here today from the City of Cleveland, Mayor Frank Jackson, Councilman Blaine Griffin, and Planning Director Freddie Collier. And although I do not see Chief McCall here today, I know she is here with us always in spirit. And from the county, County Executive ARMOND BUDISH, and from the RTA CEO India Birdsong. Your leadership and wisdom abounds, and your tireless work moves us all forward. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Grace. Next up, Cuyahoga County Executive ARMOND BUDISH.
Hello, everybody. All right, so I've been involved with the Opportunity Corridor for more than a decade. Not as long as Mayor Jackson, but a long time. President Obama and the Congress enacted a major stimulus project and gave hundreds of millions of dollars to the state. The GCP and Mayor Jackson told me that one of the top priorities for Northeast Ohio at that time was the Opportunity Corridor. We wanted to get some of the money from that stimulus package from the state over to the Opportunity Corridor project. Unfortunately, it wasn't shovel ready and so couldn't qualify for construction funding. Now, fast forward to today. This project is done. The county contributed $11 million to close the funding gap and to kick off the first phase of the project. And the county helped secure federal brownfield cleanup funds for 472 parcels. The promise of this project a decade ago, and the promise today, is to open up economic development opportunities for the people of Cuyahoga County. We're partnering with the City of Cleveland, the CDCs, the private sector to attract new businesses. I applaud ODOT for working to ensure this project received lots of public feedback and that the project was built with diversity and inclusion top of mind. Mr. PAKUSH, you spoke about diversity, and I see Norm Edwards here, and he's not holding a picket sign. So I think you must have done a good job with diversity and inclusion. He'll probably come after me tomorrow. But the promise of this project is jobs, jobs, and jobs. Jobs for a diverse workforce and to attract diverse businesses. The promise is to create a bright, strong future for the people in these neighborhoods and the entire county. And the promise can now be realized. Thank you very much.
All right, last up is KOKOSING Construction Company Regional Manager, TODD LEZON.
Thank you, John. On behalf of KOKOSING, I'd like to welcome everyone here on this beautiful Ohio day. It's snowing about 3 miles east of here, and it's 80 degrees and sunny 3 miles west of here. So we've got a real nice cross section. Director MARCHBANKS, how proud you should be, you need to be with the folks from District 12. And the work that they put into this project and the partnering, it's just been incredible. So thank you very much. I want to say how proud we are, our KOKOSING team, and particularly the KOKOSING Design Build team, to be part of an iconic project this way. This is really something that, as you look at, you say, as folks were talking about this umpteen years ago, we want to be a part of that. And we were fortunate enough and thankful that we were. I do want to recognize a number of the folks that were on the actual construction and design team. Michael Baker from here in Cleveland, Ohio, were the lead designers and just outstanding folks to deal with, and we appreciate that. E.O. Robinson and Jason Wise. Jason Wise had the opportunity to be the guy that had to deal with the 412 different utilities that run through this section. And he did an outstanding job, so we appreciate those folks. Brownstone Gray. They were mentioned earlier. I tell you, you can't say enough about the work and the passion that folks like Wyatt, Maurice, and Joe put into trying to find every avenue they possibly could to get as much involvement as we could in the project. And those guys really did a great job. Major subcontractor on the project, Independence Excavating. Don't want to forget those folks. And Tina Rice from T. Rice Communications. There were an astounding number of stakeholders as it relates to the design build team. But one of the things that always goes for some reason unnoticed is picture yourself living in the neighborhood and all of a sudden this monstrosity of a construction project shows up and everything is dusty and everything is dirty and you go to bed at night and you keep hearing backup alarms in your ear when you know that it's not happening. We can't say enough, and we really holy smokes. No, I'm going to. I don't get an opportunity like this very often. The folks in the neighborhoods, through the construction, through the whole process, we can't thank enough. How patient they were. You know, between all the equipment and the noise, thank you. Thank you very much. And Norm, I'm sure you'll take full credit for that, I'm sure. But we talk about this being Opportunity Corridor and what a huge opportunity it is for us. And we talked about all of the diversity and the edge. We had over 100 subcontractors that were small businesses, local businesses, edge businesses, I'm not even going there, that gave us the opportunity, to develop relationships with them and develop long-term relationships with them and give them long-term opportunity in our business, which is what we need. So this project, more so than any I've ever been involved in, has really, really given a lot of people a lot of opportunity. And that's awesome. That's a testament to all the folks that, through all the planning and all the desires. So from the design build team, I speak for all of us, thank you very much. We'll be done soon and out of your hair. So thank you.
All right, that concludes our remarks. Now we're going to move over to the ribbon cutting.